Like a lot of consultants I know, a lot of people who help businesses grow and scale, they all want the six-figure, like to $1 million to $2 million clients. You specifically picked 0 to 100K, 0 to 20 employees. So you've had a lot of time and a lot of experience helping that crowd. So if you were to give them a 1, 2, 3, like do this, then do this, then do this, what would it be? I mean, we were talking before the break, and this is what I want to call out. You said like there is so much misinformation out there. Right now, we are basically at like the start of the self-employment boom, in my opinion. Like we're going to see more and more people entering that phase of, or I don't know.
We're at
phase.
the early majority. If you studied Malcolm Gladwell's curve, I feel that we're at the early part of the early we're at the early majority. Yeah. So we've crossed innovators a while ago. We've crossed early adopters over the last, I would say, about decade, right? And we're into the early majority. After that comes late majority, stragglers, and then, the people who are like hanging on at the very end. Yeah. Yeah. And it's so funny because when I started this, no one did business consulting or business guidance for small business owners. There was this attitude, again, we're going back 12, 14 years. There was this attitude of like a small business owner either has what it takes or they don't. They're either a natural or they're not. And that's just not true. This is a skill you can learn, and it's a skill you can learn, right? So it's both sides. Marketing, business, all of it is a skill you can learn like any other skill, like any other muscle. There's information, there's training, there's practice, and you learn more as you go. And what I see happening now is there's a lot of these microwave businesses coming up as opposed to oven businesses. So if you ever try to warm pizza up in a microwave, it gets all like chewy and gummy and dried out because the microwave doesn't actually heat up the pizza. Microwave heats up the water molecules in the food. All right, so microwave hack, little cup of water in the microwave with your thing, game changer. Pizza, chicken, everything. Yeah, because you got the extra water in there and the extra moisture. But still, it will not stay hot as long. Okay? You heat something in the microwave, you better eat it right away because it didn't actually heat up the food. You put the pizza in the oven, it takes a little longer, that'll stay hot a lot longer and it'll taste better. And what I see a lot now are these like quick fix businesses, these like magical thinking businesses. And we have a program, Marketing Magic, which is different, not magical thinking, just magic. Where it's like point, click, snazz, it's that easy. Yes and no. Right? So some of the biggest misinformation is like, let's make an online program, be millionaires next month. Oh, it didn't work for you? Must be you. Work for the other people in our class.
Well, it's
not true. It's not true. Okay.
I mean, I think we could probably go back and forth on that for a long time. Like the idea or the number of people that I've had come that are like, why am I not making $1 million? Or why am I not making $100,000? Well, you've been in business for 3 months. Like, yeah, but I expect it. It's like, I think I listen to a lot of different people, and some of the people that I really respect have said things. And like, if you look at college, you go to school for 5 years to make $60,000 if you're lucky when you graduate. If you took that same amount of time and applied it to entrepreneurship, then at the end of 5 years, you'd probably be making mid-6 figures. But you have,
I would say an easy $500,000 if you dedicated yourself the same way you do to university.
Right.
Study, learn, explore, grow, test, iterate, study, learn, explore, grow, test, iterate, study, learn. Do that for 5 years. You're at least $500,000, at least. Well, and what most people do is they look at it as like, oh, well, this is not hard. And it's not hard. See, the thing is, there is a grain of truth in every lie that stands, because a full lie has nothing to stand on. It's just transparently wrong. Yeah. Anyone who's watching the video can see it's light outside on my end. This is not a Zoom background. I'm in my office. That's real sunlight. If I would say to you, it's dark, that has nothing to stand on. It's dark outside. There's nothing to stand on, right? There's got to be a grain of truth in it somewhere. And so the grain of truth is that business is easy. It takes a minute. There are things to learn. Yes, anybody can do it, but that brain switch of like, well, anybody can do it and it's easy, which means I can do it by next week. That's just not true. Right? Is there someone who could do it by next week? Yeah, there are a lot of 10-year overnight successes, a lot. Pretty much every overnight success you see is a 10-year overnight success. They've been working at it for about 10 years now, and poof, there is a famous pop musician who's like 17. And I remember thinking of the 10-year overnight success rule. And she just like came on the scene, it was like almost overnight success. She's like 17. And you would be like, oh yeah, Estie, where's your 10-year rule? We'll read your backstory. She's been doing it since she was 7. There's your 10-year overnight success rule.
You're going to give away who it is? I have a guess. I have a couple guesses.
I can't remember her name. It
was probably Miley Cyrus.
Me, baby. Na, 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 na,
oh, I don't know. We got a song though. We got live karaoke.
Karaoke, yeah. I'm in.
Miley Cyrus was that for sure. Like she started off on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Her dad was there, and it still took her
10-year overnight success, baby.
Well, I think
I have a really good way for you to become an overnight millionaire as well. Now, this is proven. I want you to take out a pen. You should take notes. This is your overnight millionaire formula. I forgot who gave it to me. This is not my original, but I have adopted it with permission. Okay, you ready?
Let's go.
3 steps. Super simple. Step number 1, start with $2 million. Step number 2, lose 1 million. Step number 3, overnight millionaire. So easy. It's so easy, right? And it's very straightforward. Like this is not complicated.
I think the 2 things that cause this, because I always, whenever people come on and I end up talking to them, or I see them at an event that I'm speaking at or any of that, and I end up talking to them, I'm like, you have to think about it. Like you're thinking, oh, it looks so easy. You put up a website, you run some ads and voila, people buy. But it's like, think about how hard that is. And think about, like, I just tell people, like, what's a profit margin? Like, tell me how much do you have to run in ads to get a sale? And then they're like, well, I don't know. Don't you just put it out there? And it's like, when you start thinking about it, it's the fallacy is because people are like, oh, I see ads all the time on Facebook and I click and I buy. That will work when I build something.
That's the psychology that's in that, how they got that ad in front of you, what the ad says, what happens when you click it, what that offer is, what the price point is there, the colors on your screen and the layout of the text and the font they use have been perfected to a point that you have no idea. And that's just e-com, right? That's just e-commerce. And e-commerce has all of its nuances. And there are people who are Amazon geniuses, and there are people who are off Amazon geniuses, and there are people who are in businesses that are earning in the multi-million dollars that you never see. They never advertise to you. Those are B2B, those are back end, those are warehousing, those are all. I love business. I absolutely love and adore it. When I go out and I ask people what they do, someone said to me, like, oh, why are you judging me? I'm like, no, I love what people do. I'm genuinely not like, I get excited. Ooh, is that what you do? And how does that work? And what does that look like for you? And I genuinely love it. And this idea of, it's one of my favorite examples is I call it the snow cone stand. Yeah. So imagine out walking on a hot summer day and you see someone on the street corner with a snow cone stand and he's got a line around the block. You're like, well, that's easy. Ice, syrup, bucket. Like, this is not hard, right? Cart, whatever. You're like, all right, there's more than enough people for everybody. You decide to open up your own snow cone stand a block away. Same area, selling the same thing. That should work. Open up your snow cone stand, crickets. I don't get it. Because he's not selling snow cones, he's selling icebergs. You have no idea why those people are there and exactly what his flavors are and what they did before that and what he says to them when they come up to him and how he got there. And you are missing so much information. All you see is the piece you see, the logo, the website, the ad. You see this one piece, you're like, oh, I could do that. You can, but you're missing the iceberg. And you can learn it. It's available, it's accessible. This is what I've dedicated my last 14 years to. You can learn this and you can do it. And you just have to get the pieces that you're missing. That's all.
Are you looking to scale your business, but trying to figure out how to get your message across? Well, go to storyselling.how to grab my free course that will show you how to discover everything that you need to build your business through stories. These stories work whether it's in social media, email, or public speaking. There are 5 core stories that you'll learn. You'll be able to use all of them by the time you're done with this course. Again, that is storyselling.how. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to tune in next time.